us here. We don't want unity, or disunity that will cause problems. I want all of you to be united. Your application of Mr. Saku was in 2018. And the professor, there's another professor from Lesotho who is on this platform. Your applications, I will tell you the technicality, and from today learn why your applications are thrown out. I'm a senior person at this law. The moment you make an application to the ICC, never add anything to code a territory. We have lost our territory. No ICC official will touch that application. Mr. Sako, President Sako, and other people, please listen to me. Revise your way of making your applications. Don't put territory, mix it with crime. You must apply only for crime. Human rights abuses, no territory English mixed with an application to the ICC. That's why your ICC has not been able. You have documents. Mr. Fatou, Madame Fatou Basuda from Gambia, the time you filed them, she threw them in a bin and flew to Yaoundé. She got her money. She was paid, I don't know how much millions. She never proceeded with your application. Records have been there. But for 4 years, surely, didn't you write to find out why for 4 years this thing is not working? Me, I went in with my application and I triggered what is taking place today. Everything is here. I did not go specifically. I went with 4 applications. And I want to tell you the truth. There are people who tell lies. And there are people who will say, oh, ICC does not investigate. It must have authority. No, 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 no. No. In Kenya, the Kenya government did not call ICC. They entered their priomoto. The word is priomoto. The chief prosecutor can see a bad situation. If you have asked the prosecutor in a nice way, like the David Matsanga has, to get this symbol of the ICC, this is the document. Look at it. 46 pages. That includes, let me show you. I will put them on the file for you to read. It includes the crimes. Have you seen? That. Aha. You killed so. You abducted so. You killed many. You buried many. The graves are here. These are documented. That is the way the format is done. Plus evidence where you want, where the killings are up to here. I'm teaching those people, those who have evidence, continue. Next time, don't file and then start complaining. Mr. Prosecutor was he had no room of maneuver. He had to take my application and I generated a reply of a very clear reply here and here. I went for the jugular. I told him, you are saying you can't run away. You can't investigate Cameroon. But if people are dying, you pass by and watch. Because you are waiting for Article 15. Either the United Nations Security Council gives you the authority. Derek, I can see you. Oh, the younger man I was talking about, I worked with, Derek, is there in a white shirt. Down there, you put up your hand, let everybody see you. Derek, I think you better put up your hand like this. I will give you time to speak. The chief prosecutor has an obligation as an international agency. If you see trouble, you can't say, my hands are tied. I'm waiting for International Criminal Court to authorize me. When a man is killing people, when genocide is being committed, younger men are being killed, shot in front of their mothers and their fathers. Old women have not gone anywhere. They have not eaten. Situation, the rebels have come in. They are also fighting. The killings are taking place. You can't say, I can't go into Cameroon. I filed my application on 21st of November. Here. The date is here. 21st of November. Filed my application. Received. They wrote back. It is within now the hands of the chief prosecutor. The chief prosecutor promised me, I've done this both formally and informally. I repeat, I am using my organization, Pan-African Forum, is a political, legal bypass. When the heart is injured, I use a bypass to reach the heart, to deliver the blood or the oxygen to the lungs. That's why I'm different from other law firms that tell you, give us $200,000. Give us $50,000. I don't charge dollars for Cameroon. For people who are dying from southern Cameroon. People are dying, you charge them money. Is not very good at all. I don't do that. I simply work out for my expenses, the expenses of filing. There's no filing fee in the ICC. And nobody should tell you a lie that he has collected your money for filing in the ICC. Ask him to return it. So the preparation, the stage that now the chief prosecutor has called me back next week. I was supposed to go on Friday. Some of you who are here, but I had hiccups and some other duty work. There are several cases. I have 4 cases in that office. Case number 1 is Cameroon. Case number 2 is Sarkozy. I've fixed that thief, a convict, a thief, a liar. The French president, Sarkozy, who killed Gaddafi. He took Gaddafi's 4 million euros, billion euros, 4 billion euros. When human rights were being committed, that's where I caught him. This money was taken when human rights were being committed, allegedly by Gaddafi. So therefore, he stands to answer. He has to come to court and explain, because the court in France has found him guilty. He has been found guilty of having obtained 4 billion euros, which is not accountable for. He hasn't accounted for this money. Therefore, the court found Sarkozy guilty. Therefore, I took to the chief prosecutor, said, since France is a member of the ICC, we must bring him to explain to the people of Libya how he got this money from Gaddafi. Now it has been frozen in Paris. I am looking at that money to return to Libya so that the Libyans can enjoy their money. Case number 2 that took me to the ICC, to the Hague, was 2 generals from Sudan. I have asked for warrants of arrest and a sanction to be put. And I want to take this opportunity to thank America, the administration of Joe Biden, and the incoming administration of Trump. Thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you very much. And I thank you again. Thank you for listening to me. All of you can listen to my tapes when I was crying from Geneva, that if these people, when I filed these 2 applications to the ICC, challenging the chief prosecutor, why do you want a warrant against Netanyahu and Putin? But you can't put a warrant against Paul Biya. You can't put a warrant against the 2 generals in Sudan. Why? Why are we Africans? Are we second-class Africans as citizens in the world? Do we have green blood or black blood? We have red blood like the people in Ukraine and the people in the Middle East. Why have people taken us as second-class citizens of the world? Why are people dying in southern Cameroon and nobody's talking? Why? The chief prosecutor was moved. And after my filing, on 5th of November, on 24th of November, the American government contacted me. They fixed 1 general. They have made a mistake. They have fixed 1. I want both. So last night I made an application seeking to have Burhan, General Burhan. They are my friends, but they have to go. If the RSF commander can fly on his plane anywhere, we shall intercept it. It will be intercepted. If he comes to Kenya, Kenya will have sanctions. If he flies to Uganda, Uganda will have sanctions. That is what we call activism. International awareness. Some of us are not doing it. We are not rich. We are not doing it with money. We are not asking people for money. We are doing it for humanity. The sanctions were put on the Sudanese. The 3rd time why I went to The Hague was another matter that I cannot disclose now, because it's a matter that is going to shock you. When I call you back for another brief, you will clap. It will be celebrations. And I want to thank my sister states. They are good countries in Africa, very good. Thank you very much. You know yourselves. Thank you for giving, for accepting Dr. Matsanga said yes, and for helping me to do certain things that will teach some people a lesson. Thank you, good countries. Thank you, my people. Those are the 4 items that took me to The Hague. Ladies and gentlemen, Priomoto means you move on your own initiative. As a chief prosecutor empowered by the Roma Statute of 1998, July, I was there when it was being inaugurated with Kofi Annan, thinking it was a good thing of ICC. It later on turned out the first case in Uganda. It's not new for me to be in ICC. When General Konyi and 5 other commanders were indicted, Matsanga stood for them. It's me. 2005. This is the man. I went to the ICC. They wanted to arrest me. I said, fine, you can arrest me. But even a killer needs a lawyer. And I'm here. I'll stand by them. You have done very wrongly this. You have indicted one side and left the other, but it's okay. Let's leave it until President Museveni saw it going to divide the country and asked us, all of us, and we agreed also. The LRA agreed, Museveni agreed, let's have peace talks to resolve this. And I was the leader of the LRA peace delegation that hammered the Uganda peace process, and the peace is holding. Thank you very much, all of you watching me. This is the man. So anybody calling me a broadcaster must be a madman. to call me a broadcaster. I have resolved one of the most serious wars ever on planet Earth, where almost 800,000 people were killed and 3 million people displaced. That's the Lord Resistance Army of Joseph Kony versus the government of Uganda. So for you to call me a small broadcaster, it's gone. I have forgiven. So next time when we meet, let's have coffee. I'll come to Washington, D.C. and I look for you in Maryland or wherever you are. We have coffee. Don't worry. And feel free, Mr. Sako, to consult me. I'm already there. Feel free also to bring your application. I've now opened the docket. Anybody who has information, package it properly. I am allowed to add more, because the investigations are being done now. It is not my hands. And Mr. Paul Obia, don't hate me, because I only did what the international law, which you signed for. You did not sign to go to ICC, but you have signed to be a member of UN. If you are North Korea, I will not touch you. But you're a member of the United Nations. You're a member of the Commonwealth. I have to touch you. I'm talking about the Commonwealth. I wrote a letter on 13th of December, of which you can see very clearly here, of 13th of December. In this letter to Patricia Scotland, with evidence that Patricia Scotland should suspend Cameroon from the Commonwealth for violation of human rights. I copied the King of England, and the matter is seriously under consideration. The King received the letter. I have all the replies. I want to thank His Majesty, the King's office, and the Prime Minister, who are my friends, and David Lamy, a student of mine. Thank you. They have accepted and asked Patricia Scotland. Thanks God, she's leaving in April. But before she leaves, I want to drag her to the old bay. What is it that Paul Obia gave her? And she refused to see the human rights abuses in southern Cameroon. What is it? Was it money? Was this money declared to the state of the Commonwealth? Were these presents given to the Commonwealth? Who took the presents? Whose presents were they? How much? I have the evidence. I want to thank my investigative journalist from Paul Obia's palace. Thank you, my contacts. God bless you. At one time, we might meet in London or anywhere in Africa. We have coffee. We know what happened. People have turned a blind eye on the occurrences in southern Cameroon. I moved further to the European Court Commissioner, a woman from Belgium. I told her Belgium killed people. Belgium killed Patrice Lumumba and kept Patrice Lumumba's tooth in their fridge in Brussels. And you are one of the few people running around with your skirt in the whole world that you are preaching to us to be human rights. What human rights does Belgium possess? That letter, I don't know, Mr. Joss, you can give the copy. Or Mbaya, Mr. Mbaya, give the copy to everybody. I was not joking. On the question of Mr. Ayaba, I have made application to the European Court. It's only the European Court that can stop that small, stupid country called Norway. How do you go to Norway? You are already in a house where you have been arrested and you have been found with somebody's wife, allegedly. Then you go to the higher place in the House to say, I want to make an appeal. It's wrong. I've made an appeal. Hopefully, not hopefully, it has, by now it has been circulated to them. It is up to Norway to see that there is something they have done which is wrong. Either they give Mr. Ayaba quickly bail and he goes home to report. So I've left the matter. I'm now talking to the French, to the German Foreign Ministry, who were interested parties, whom I added on in the application as interested parties. So we are waiting for the European Union to react, to call me. They have already read the document. It's up to them to call me or to call the parties, responses from the parties. Then I can give the papers public. But hopefully on 14th, there will be a relief, because Norway has been accused. 2 applications I made. 1, I have accused Norway for not raising a red flag. If you go somewhere, Mr. Paris, Mr. Sarkozy, if you see Mr. Gaddafi was killing people, why didn't you raise a red flag? The European law catches you. Norway, you go to Norwegian Refugee Council, has been so open, so vocal on the human rights around the world. Why hasn't Norwegian Refugee Council raised the flag? Why did they delay? I've now taken them to court. I want them to tell the court, their fellow white Europeans, why they went in southern Cameroon and found diamonds, gold, timber, and oil and gas, and forgot that they are Ambazonians, they are southern Cameroonians, younger kids who have never gone to school, younger girls who are being raped, people who are being killed by the Republican Army, the generals. I have not only accused Paul Biya, I have accused 9 officials of Paul Biya to come along with their boss to tell the court in the ICC what happened. I've taken in Norway to explain to the world why it did not raise a red flag. Me, I'm not interested in your parties. I'm not interested in your factions. Ayaba is also, whether he has done bad, some people have been sending me messages, he's a bad man, is what? It's your problem. It's your problem. Am I born in Ambazonia? Don't send me those type of messages, please. Because I will block you. I'm not born in Ambazonia. I'm a Pan-African. And above all, as a lawyer I have studied international law. I have the conscience to defend anybody where I feel rights have been oppressed. Why does this man, younger man, find himself in that corner? He might have annoyed the other people. Yes, very many of you are annoyed. But he found himself because there was no constitutional door. If the constitutional door is lacking, don't you break the ventilator? Necessity has no law. What did Jesus tell you? I'm asking the court, European Court of Justice, I'll ask them when I'm on the floor. Necessity has no law. If it's necessary to jump into a pit latrine on Sunday to remove your child who has fallen in the pit latrine, don't you do it? You do it. As long as you are doing it very perfectly, normally without injuring the rope that is taking you down. To remove your child. That's what the Bible says. Most of you are Christians, Catholics, Protestants, Pentecostals, whatever you are. Necessity has no law. If it's necessary, the constitution is closed. You have nothing to do. Your arms are closed. You are tied. You have to find a way. People who have done these things might have done them badly, but we need to tell them, do them in an organized manner. There is an organized way of waging a war. That's why prisoners of war are captured and sent to the Red Cross. That's organized way. So, ladies and gentlemen, If you look at that scenario, then you find that I have encompassed, and I want to announce to you that I've moved. I'm moving. Look at Dr. David Matsanga. I'm moving. You have forgotten our brothers. There are 10 men, 10 good professors, lying, and doctors lying in a jail, whom you just imprisoned at 5 a.m. in the morning. You want Matsanga to keep quiet? I'll go. I've gone. I don't want to say to preempt anything here now. I've gone further. And should Raila Amolo Odinga going to become the AU chairperson, the first country we shall suspend out of AU is Cameroon. In the name of God. That's why I'm campaigning very heavily. I'm on the side of Raila Amolo Odinga. No more Frenchmen. No more French in African Union. Was it created for French only? Was it? So I've gone further in another court. I want to raise the status of this country called Cameroon. I want to raise the stakes for the suffering people of Southern Cameroon. I want it to be on AU agenda. The flying guy refused to put you on agenda. He refused to put you on agenda. That flying stupid man, very corrupt. He now wants to overthrow the government of a younger son of a man who was killed by the rebels. We are aware. We have picked it up, and we have in the Sahel we command. We have sent troops across to Chad. You wait. Yes, to defend the younger man, because the French want to take him out. Yes. You see this? Yes. And we're not going to keep quiet because of Paul Biya. He can eat his money. Some of us work without money. We are here without money. I have a house in London to live forever and ask for pension. But I'm one of the few people who is on this platform educating the younger people. How many of the old men at 60-something are here educating, fighting for you? I'm here. Look at me. I'm here. I'm here west. I should be relaxing. My children, the last one is 26 now. She's going. She has studied. She's finished. The 8 of them are done. I would be relaxing to look after my grandchildren. But here I am, I'm still running. You find me on a plane with bags and my PA carrying this with my stick at times. Say, let me run. I have to file here, to file there, in order to get our people released, in order to get justice for you people. Ladies and gentlemen, the call tonight is the call for unity. It's good I've addressed all of you from different factions. Whether you are Mr. Saku, fine, thank you. Don't hesitate to call me. Those documents you tried, you filed, thank you. Where you are from, Ayabaf, don't hesitate to call me. Whichever faction you are in, call me. Do you know what? The enemy is not yourselves. The enemy is Paul Biya, who has no agreement over your country. He doesn't have an agreement. Even a single agreement like this. I've looked for it. And wait, 2, 4, 5 weeks ahead by February, March, you'll enjoy me on TV, live from somewhere, flooring this country. Do you know why UN fears to touch Southern Cameroon? Do you want to hear? They didn't write an agreement. Hello. The whole UN agency did not write an agreement that I've handed over this land to so and so. It's not there. This man just came and entered and blasted you, took over you, took your property, took everything, and started beating you up. Thank you very much. I want to land here so far. Those who have questions, get organized. No attacks, no personal questions. Questions that are regarding Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon. Thank you.